Happy New Year, everybody, and welcome back to the show. Hope everybody had a great New Year's. And to start off, we have yet another giveaway announcement. Can you believe it? This time, I'll be giving away 5 of these Larry Elder Show mugs. And who doesn't want to have a Larry Elder Show mug? So make sure you go to winlarry.com right now to enter the giveaway. I'm going to be announcing the winners this month, January 20th, live on the Larry Elder Show on Epic TV. So be sure not to miss it. Again, that's winlarry.com. Got that? And of course, thank you to everybody who signed up for the last giveaway. We really love engaging you guys, so please let me know in the comments what you want to see next. Now let's get today's show started, shall we? More documents, at least some classified, were found at President Joe Biden's garage. So what's the over-under on when Biden says 50 ex-Intel officials signed a letter stating that the allegation he has classified documents in my office in Wilmington garage has all the classic earmarks of a Russian disinformation operation, end of quote.
Okay. Classified material next to your Corvette. What were you thinking?
Let me, I'm going to get a chance to speak on all this, God willing, soon. But as I said earlier this week, people, and by the way, my Corvette's in a locked garage, okay? So it's not like you're sitting out in the street.
So
but at any rate,
was in a locked garage.
yes, as well as my Corvette. But as I said earlier this week, people know I take classified documents and classified material seriously. I also said we're cooperating fully and completely with the Justice Department's review. As part of that process, my lawyers reviewed other places where documents from my time as vice president were stored, and they finished the review last night. They discovered a small number of documents of classified markings in storage areas and file cabinets in my home and my personal library. This was done in the case of the Biden Penn. This was done in the case of the Biden Penn Center. The Department of Justice was immediately, as was done, the Department of Justice was immediately notified, and the lawyers arranged for the Department of Justice to take possession of the document. So we're going to see all this unfold. I'm confident. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Which is more surprising, that Joe Biden got elected president or that Joe Biden has a think tank? Even CNN's Don Lemon called out Democrat Senator Chuck Schumer on the hypocritical way Schumer responded to Trump's possession of classified documents versus Schumer's response to Biden's possession of classified documents.
This is our reporting. According to one justice official, said that the White House public statements earlier this week offered an incomplete narrative about the classified documents from Biden's time as vice president, reinforced the need for a special counsel. The misleading statements created the impression that Biden's team had something to hide. That doesn't sound that much different than the former president.
John, there's now a special prosecutor. Let's see what they have to say. We can have all this speculation and comment. Let's see what they have to say, and let's focus on doing things that help the American people.
But, Senator, I have to say this. You seem much more measured about this than with the Trump documents, because you call for transparency with the Trump documents. You wanted lawmakers to have access to the documents seized from the former president, his residence in Florida, which it seems like you...
The bottom line is, I said that night, it's premature to comment on what should be done.
For
and
President
I stick by
Trump,
that. Yes, for President Trump. That's exactly right.
So you think that your statements are consistent for both?
I sure do.
For both.
OMG. Hell freezes over. Don Lemon calls out Schumer's blatant hypocrisy to his face. What's that? The great Eldersky has in his baby brown libertarian right hand a pair of MYPILLOW My Slippers? I do. Aren't these beautiful? Look at that. And they come in different colors. They come in different styles. So if for some reason you don't like this style, and I think it's pretty cool, you have options. By the way, there are over 100 products on their website, MyPillow.com, promo code ELDER. Check them out. You can also call the number on your screen and order a MyPillow. Is that redundant? I think so. This is what started it all with MyPillow, this extremely comfortable pillow to sleep on. It also comes in different sizes. Again, call the number on your screen or go to MyPillow.com and be sure to use promo code ELDER. And this is a 6-pack, including the MyPillow My Towels. This is some of the most absorbent towels you've ever seen. Mike Lindell scoured around the country and he found out that the towels they sell here in America, they may look good, they may feel good, but they don't do the job. They don't absorb water. These do. Again, they come in different colors and in different styles. By the way, this MyPillow Giza Dream bed sheet comes in white. Why is mine in white? Well, because I'm the black face of white supremacy. What other color would I get? And I don't think they sell them in black. So these come in different sizes and in different colors, and it uses Giza Dream cotton. Giza is in Egypt, not an area of Egypt. It is in Egypt, not near Egypt, not close to Egypt, not above Egypt, not underneath Egypt. It is in Egypt. I've been informed. So call the number on your screen or go to MyPillow.com, promo code ELDER. Don't forget, over 100 MyPillow products. Don't forget, promo code ELDER. Finally, speaking of Joe Biden lies, here's apparently another one.
Presidential hopeful Joe Biden and his wife Jill recently celebrated their 43rd wedding anniversary. But before Joe, there was Bill, the man Jill Biden married when she was only 18. Now her ex-husband is speaking with Stephen Fabian in this exclusive television interview.
It's going to hurt her. Yeah, it's going to break her heart.
He's the ex-husband of Dr. Jill Biden, the widely admired woman who's been at Joe Biden's side for 43 years. And he has an eye-opening story to tell.
I was betrayed by the Bidens. Joe was my friend. Joe was my wife.
The Bidens' love story is now legend. How they found true love after the heartbreak of losing his wife Nelia and baby daughter in a car crash in December 1972. They even put their tale of romance front and center at the Democratic convention last month.
When I met Jill, I fell in love with her when I saw her.
As Joe Biden tells the story, he first saw Jill's photo on an advertisement in Wilmington, Delaware in March 1975. His brother Frank, who knew the model from college, set Joe up on a blind date the following night. The Bidens' love story reads like a classic fairy tale. They saw a movie together on that blind date, fell in love, and never looked back. But Jill Biden's ex-husband says there's much more to the story, claiming Jill and Joe's relationship actually started in 1974 when he was still married to Jill. It was a blind date. Point blank, is that story true?
No, not even a little bit.
Bill Stevenson, the founder of a popular local rock music venue called the Stone Balloon, married Jill when she was just 18 years old.
Jill I met on the beach in Ocean City, New Jersey in August of 1969. Sure, I fell in love with her because I married her 6 months later.
In her memoir, Jill says of her first marriage, "I truly believed we were destined for each other. Looking back, it may seem like a mistake of youth." According to Bill Stevenson, both he and Jill first got to know Joe Biden when Biden was a county councilman in Newcastle, Delaware. Stevenson asked his help obtaining a liquor license. So you were friends with Joe Biden?
Oh, yeah. Not only that, I threw a fundraiser for him in August, raised between $2,500 and $3,000. We got married in 70. I introduced Joe to Jill in 72. Right before the election in 72, Jill, Joe, Nelia, and I were in his kitchen. How do you forget that?
That would be 3 years before that now famous blind date. Stevenson says his first inkling something was up came when Jill refused to go with him to meet Bruce Springsteen, who was booked to appear at the Stone Balloon.
He said, Joe asked me to keep an eye on the boys. And I just thought to the back of my mind,
Then one day, he says a man came into his bar and asked him to pay damages for a fender bender that involved Jill.
He looks at me and he says, oh, she wasn't driving. I said, her beloved Corvette, she wasn't driving it? He goes, Senator Biden was driving it. And I went, what?
Did you confront Jill at the time and say, what's going on here?
Yes, I did.
Did she admit to it?
She didn't say anything. She just looked at me. I said, you got to go. You got to go get your own place.
Jill and Stevenson's divorce decree was issued in May 1975. He says the divorce became contentious when Jill asked for a share of the Stone Balloon, which he says the judge denied. In the years following the divorce, Stevenson was convicted on a federal fraud charge and was also sentenced to 6 years probation for passing bad checks. He blames his legal problems on politics. He has just written a book about his life and is considering publishing it.
We're talking about decades and decades ago. This story comes out right before the election. A lot of people are going to ask some questions.
It's years ago, but guess what? It's so current right now because he is picking on people about character.
Has anybody from the Republican Party reached out to you to tell your story, to come out to tell these things about Joe Biden, to speak out against him?
Nothing. Not even a little bit.
Dr. Jill Biden is denying her ex-husband's claims today. In a statement to Inside Edition, her spokesman says these claims are fictitious, seemingly to sell and promote a book. The relationship of Joe and Jill Biden is well documented. Jill Biden separated from her first husband irreconcilably in the fall of 1974 and moved out of their marital home. Joe and Jill Biden had their first date in March of 1975, and they married in June of 1977. Stevenson has been married to his second wife, Linda, for 34 years. He insists he isn't out for revenge.
Listen, I've said from the very beginning, I have no hard feelings about Joe, Jill, the affair. It means nothing to me now. Everybody's saying, Bill, you're being so mean bringing this up now. But if I don't do it now, it's never going to be able to be brought up.
Stevenson says while he voted twice for Barack Obama and Joe Biden, in this election, he's voting for Donald Trump, he says, because he agrees with Trump's stance on police issues.
Now be sure to hit that like button and be sure to hit that subscribe button and scroll down and join our mailing list. Because believe it or not, every now and then YouTube has issues with some of our videos and you may not be able to see them. Also, there's a donate button. Be sure and hit that and donate to the show. LarryWithEpoch.com, LarryWithEpoch, EPOCH.com.